Welcome to today's custom deep dive. We are unpacking a short, but honestly pretty paradigm-shifting script today from a source called Empowered Homefront.
Yeah, the mission today is to fundamentally rethink how we define and really how we measure learning.
Because, there's this incredibly comforting belief that most of us just grew up with.
Oh, definitely.
It's the idea that if a child gets the correct answer on a worksheet or like a math test,
Yeah.
they must have actually learned the material. Check mark, A+, we move on.
Right, because seeing a correct answer feels safe. You see the 100% and you think you're good.
Exactly. But today we're going to dismantle that assumption.
Yeah, because getting the right answer often just signals rote memorization. And, memorization has its place, but it is only the absolute starting line of the educational journey.
Right.
It is definitely not the finish line.
Okay, let's unpack this. If getting the right answer isn't the finish line, I'm trying to picture what this actual evolution looks like. It can't just be a switch flipping from, memorize to genius.
No, it's definitely not a switch. True learning actually maps out as a distinct progression, like you start at remembering facts.
Okay.
But to evolve, a student has to move to understanding those facts, then to applying them in new contexts.
Taking it out of the textbook, basically.
Exactly. And finally hitting the absolute highest cognitive level, which is the ability to teach the concept to someone else.
I mean, I hear that, but how realistic is it to expect, like, a third grader to teach fractions? That feels like a massive leap from just understanding them.
It sounds intimidating, I know, but teaching doesn't mean standing at a chalkboard giving a lecture to a classroom.
So what does this evolution actually look like in practice then?
When a child tries to explain a concept to you, they are forced to organize abstract, kind of floating ideas into linear logical steps.
Oh, wow.
Neurologically, moving from remembering to applying and then teaching physically builds and reinforces new neural pathways. It forces the brain to identify its own blind spots.
That actually makes a lot of sense. It's like memorizing the phonetic lyrics to a song in a foreign language.
Oh, that's a really good way to look at it.
Right. Because you could practice it and recite it perfectly for a test. You get 100% on your pronunciation.
Yeah.
But you have absolutely no idea what the song is actually about until you can translate it and explain the story in your own words.
That is a perfect analogy. The author actually mentions a specific case of this, a kid who completely aces a Friday spelling test.
Right.
But by Tuesday, they can't write a single coherent sentence using those exact same words. They remembered the letters to pass the test.
But they never applied the meaning.
Exactly.
But wait, if the ability to teach is the ultimate proof that those neural pathways are built, that totally contradicts how we measure success right now.
It really does.
Because a standard letter grade doesn't measure if you can teach something.
No, it just measures if you can repeat it. Traditional grades typically only capture that very first stage we talked about, short-term retention. They basically just tell us a student is a really good mimic for a few hours. They frequently fail to reflect deep, lasting cognitive development because they measure the input, not the synthesis.
So we're essentially just grading how well they sing the phonetic lyrics.
Precisely. And that is why grades alone will never give you the full picture of a student's actual understanding.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? The text highlights a very specific, actionable shift, particularly for parents.
A super practical one, yeah.
Instead of asking that standard end-of-the-day question, what grade did you get?
You completely reframe the conversation.
Exactly. You ask, can you teach me what you learned today?
Think about the mechanics of that shift, though. It removes the anxiety of arbitrary performance metrics and replaces it with collaboration.
Because you aren't just checking their progress anymore.
Right. You are actively triggering that highest level of cognitive processing we just talked about. You are helping them build those neural pathways.
So real educational success isn't measured by a letter grade printed on a report card.
Definitely not.
It's measured by a child's ability to understand, to apply, and to teach, ensuring the learning actually lasts a lifetime.
Because shifting from passive reception to active creation is the key. When you teach, you literally create understanding for yourself.
Which leaves us with a pretty compelling question for you to mull over. If teaching is the highest benchmark of true learning for children, how much of the information you casually consume every single day do you actually learn?
That's a tough one to think about.
Right. Think about the articles you skim or the videos you watch today. Could you turn around and teach them to someone else? Or are you just humming along to phonetic lyrics, hoping you don't forget the tune?